So Fortnite Galactic Battle has been out for about over a week now. It's been like 9 or so days since it has released, and I'm not sure how I feel about this current season of Fortnite right now. Like, I don't necessarily hate the season, but it's not one of my favorites either. I'm like kind of in between about it because it's been super hard to win. Although maybe it's because I've been playing a lot of ranked this season. Because I've been playing a lot of ranked, I've managed to get up to like Platinum 2 already in a zero build ranked. So, it's been a pretty okay season. Not one of my favorites. If I had to give it a rating, I would maybe give it like a 6 out of 10. Like, it's an okay season. It's not one of my favorites, but maybe that's just because I'm not really much of a Star Wars fan, or maybe it's because it's just been super hard to win this season. Like, I have managed to finally win a game after like 100 games that I played. This is also the season that took me the most amount of games before I finally won a season. Most of the time, it would usually only take me like, I don't know, 40, 50 games before I would finally win one. This one took me like over 100 games before I actually finally won a game. And yeah, it was just super hard to win, but I finally managed to do it. And so I figured in this video, I would go ahead and rank the lightsabers. Like, I would go ahead and like rank which lightsabers are the best and which ones aren't the best, because I got some thoughts on these lightsabers because they're not super great when you try to like use them as like melee weapons, like with the blade and bat. They're not super great in that aspect, but when you try to use their abilities, that's what I'm going to be ranking, is their second abilities. Like, while you're blocking, you can use the special abilities. So we're going to go ahead and dive into that. But unfortunately, I don't think I'll be able to get my video out on the new season because basically when I was going over the battle pass, I like completely skipped over the last page. Like, I went through, there's 7 pages of the battle pass, and I went through the 6 pages, and then I just exited out because I assumed that was the end. Because usually with these mini passes, there's only like 3 skins per like pass, but there's like alternate styles for those 3 skins. So like there's kind of 6 skins in the battle pass. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, basically, I went over the first 6 pages, and then the Palpatine page which is the 7th page, I just completely didn't go over that because I assumed it was the end at the Wooly Team Leader or whatever it's called. I just went through that skin, and then I closed out the battle pass, and then I realized, oh, there was actually another page. But I was going to re-record it, but my capture card for some reason doesn't want to hook up to this computer when I'm at like this new setup, because obviously I moved setups because I'm at an apartment now. So yeah, I was working fine at my previous house that I was staying at, which was my parents' house, but for this setup right here, it for some reason doesn't want to connect. So that is why I don't think I'll be able to get the new season video, because I'd have to record that 7th page. And also, the way that I died was kind of stupid because I picked up a lightsaber from a dead guy, but I didn't realize that it was a lightsaber that didn't have any abilities or anything like that, because I didn't really know how the lightsabers worked. So then I ended up dying. So yeah. Anyways, let's go ahead and dive into the lightsabers and which ones I think are the best right now. Alrighty, to absolutely no one's surprise, the one that I'm putting at last place is the lightsaber that doesn't have any like secondary abilities, and that is just the lightsaber that just works as a melee weapon. Because like I mentioned a bit earlier, those lightsabers are just kind of meh when you try to use them as melee weapons. So having just the lightsaber without any like secondary abilities, it's kind of pointless because all you can really do is block shots with it. But I mean, I guess that is kind of helpful. But otherwise, you're just kind of you just have the lightsaber with no secondary ability, so it's like, what's the point? So yeah, that lightsaber I'm putting at dead last because it's just kind of useless, like I said. But anyways, the one that I'm putting at second last place, how many lightsabers are there? There's the regular ones, and then there's the Mace Windu one, the purple one, and then there's the Sidious one, and then there's the Darth Maul one, so that's 4, and then we got the blue one, and then we got Darth Vader's one, so that's 6. Okay, so there's 6 lightsabers in total. So the one that I'm putting at, I guess you can say, fifth place would be the Mace Windu one, and that's just because it just has the Force Pull ability. So you can't really do much with it, and also its range isn't really that great. So, if someone's trying to run away from you, I guess you can use the force pull ability to pull them towards you, so I guess that could be kind of helpful. But otherwise, it doesn't really do a whole lot, because I was really looking forward to the Mace Windu lightsaber and the Darth Maul lightsaber coming out, because they didn't come out with the first update. They came out with the second wave, aka the pull of the force, that came out with that update. And I was really looking forward to using the force pull and all that. And I finally got it and used it, and I was like, oh, this is kind of trash. So, yeah, the Mace Windu one is at the bottom just because you can't really do much with it. But the one that I'm putting at fourth place is going to be the Darth Sidious lightsaber. And that is because the lightning ability, I mean, it's pretty good. It is okay to use as like an ability other than like some of the other ones like the force pull. It is better than the force pull, but one of the things that I don't really like about it is that it is super, or like you are super vulnerable when you try to use it, because it's really only good if you try to use it at like a medium range type of thing. If you try using it when you're like right here and someone's like right here, you're just super exposed and you're probably just going to end up dying because, yeah, otherwise, if you do manage to hit all the shots with the lightning, it is pretty good because I think it does like around 20 to 30 damage per like strike with the lightning. So it's honestly not a terrible weapon or like a terrible ability or things like that, but you just have to use it at like a medium range because you can't use it close range because you're just exposed and then you're probably just going to die. Because that has happened to me plenty of times when I try to use it at close range. I just end up dying because, well, you're exposed and things like that. So it's not a terrible weapon. It's not terrible, but it's just kind of meh. Anyways, at third place, yeah. At third place, I'm putting Vader's lightsaber. Now, I don't really use Darth Vader's lightsaber that often because there are lightsabers that are better than Darth Vader's, and mostly because every time you land there, there's like 5 other people who that also land at that spot. So it's not really worth trying to use it and end up dying, or trying to defeat Darth Vader and end up dying from like all the other people that land at the Darth Vader solitude, because like I mentioned, every time you land there, there's like 5 other people that land there, so it's just not worth risking dying just to get an okay lightsaber, because all it really does is you can block it and then you can do like the throw ability where you can throw the lightsaber. Although I think when you throw it, it does like 60 damage, but then again, that's like only 60 damage, so it's like, ugh. Again, it's just not worth risking dying for. Unless you go there and like nobody's there, then I guess it's worth it. But if there's like 5 other people landing there, it's just not worth it. So yeah, that is why it is going at third place, because it's an okay weapon, but it's just not the greatest weapon in my opinion. But back in like chapter 3, season 3, or whenever Darth Vader first came out, which I believe was that season, it was a pretty good lightsaber to use because it was the only lightsaber to use. So that is why it was worth it getting in that season. But now that there's plenty of other lightsabers to choose from, risking dying to get an okay lightsaber like Darth Vader's, not really worth it. But it's still, I haven't really used it that much, but when I have used it back in like chapter 3, season 3, it was a pretty decent lightsaber, so that is why I'm putting that one at third place. But anyways, with second place, I'm going to be putting the blue lightsaber, aka I think it's called the Jedi lightsaber, because basically you would do like this force push ability, and that comes in handy quite a lot because if you use it towards the end of the match against the final guy who are like the top 2, then you can use the force push ability to push the guy into the storm, so that way he will take more damage and you have a better chance of winning. Now the one stupid thing about this blue lightsaber is that if you try to use it on someone, they don't take fall damage from that thing like at all. Like if you use force push ability and you send them off like a high building or something, they won't take fall damage. But if you use it and you like break the building that you're on top of and you fall, you still take fall damage, and that is the stupid part because I used it against someone and I used the force push ability, and then my building that I was on top of broke and I ended up falling and I died to fall damage. So it's like, yeah, that thing is kind of stupid, but otherwise it can be a pretty useful weapon. And if you're trying to like get away from someone, you can use the force push ability to help get away from them. So it does come in handy a lot, even though it doesn't do any damage. It still comes in clutch quite a lot, so that is why I am putting it higher than like some of the other lightsabers that do damage, because it just comes in more handy when you're either trying to get away from someone or you want to send them into the storm. It can come in clutch pretty frequently. So yeah, that is why the Jedi lightsaber is at number 2. But to absolutely nobody's surprise, number 1, I am putting the Darth Maul lightsaber, and that is because you can do like this rock throw ability, and I think each rock does like 30 damage, so we do like up to 100 damage. So that is like a crazy lightsaber to use because it throws like these boulders at them, and there's like 5 or so boulders, I think, that you throw, or like 4, somewhere around there, and each one does like 30 damage, so you can do up to like 100 damage. So it does come in clutch quite a lot. And also another thing that I just recently found out about it is that if you like knock the player backwards, they will take fall damage from it. So, because that literally happened to me like right before I recorded this video, because I was playing Fortnite earlier and someone used the Darth Maul lightsaber on me and ended up sending me like flying because I was hiding behind a tree. So I ended up getting sent like flying and then like up in the air, and I ended up dying from fall damage. So yeah, it does come in clutch quite a lot if you're trying to use that tactic against someone. They'll take fall damage from it if you send them flying, and it does like 30 damage for each boulder. So it is a pretty OP weapon in my opinion. So that's why I like using that one a lot, because it's just really OP, and I really like to use that lightsaber because it's probably like one of the only good ones, except for like of course the blue lightsaber, and the Darth Sidious one is okay, but you just have to hit like every shot for that one to work. But that one does come in clutch quite a lot. But yeah, the Darth Vader one, I don't really see myself using that often, just because it's not really worth, risking dying. And the Mace Windu one, yeah, it's just not worth it because the range on the Force pull isn't really that great. So, yeah. But that is basically going to wrap it up for this video. We are only 4 subscribers away from 600. We have 596. So if you haven't subscribed yet, make sure you subscribe. And yeah, you guys let me know if you agree with this list. So we got the regular lightsaber that has no abilities at number 6. And then we got Mace Windu at number 5. And then we have Darth Sidious at number 4. And then we have Darth Vader at number 3. And then the Jedi lightsaber at number 2. And then Darth Maul at number 1. So that is the ranking for this video. But yeah, if you haven't subscribed yet, make sure to subscribe, and let me know what you guys think of this Fortnite season. Like I mentioned at the start of the video, it's an okay season. I don't hate it. I'll have to see what the other phases are, like the Mandalorian Rising phase, and then there's the 4th one, which I don't really remember what it's called, and then there's the Death Star Sabotage 5th phase, which is basically the live event and things like that. So yeah, right now, I'm not really loving this season, but it's an okay season in my opinion. But that's going to wrap it up for this video, and I will see you guys in the next one. Peace out.